Hello and welcome to HISD News. I'm Sarah Osborne. Nearly 2,000 educators, elected officials, and business and community leaders attended the district's State of the Schools luncheon this week. Take a look. Students from Pin Oak Middle School entertained the sellout crowd, who came together to honor the hard work of HISD teachers, principals, and district administrators.
The State of the Schools is a time for all of us to come together and celebrate our accomplishments, as well as determine our next steps, where we still need to go, and the best way to reach our destinations.
Stevenson Principal Elisa Zapata Farmer welcomed those who came out to the Hilton Americas Hotel and introduced Board President Michael Lunsford, who talked about the difficulties of the state budget crisis.
As we approach this coming budget cycle, we know that difficult decisions lie ahead, but our top priority remains to protect the classroom, to ensure that each child has an effective teacher and the resources needed to reach his or her full potential.
Superintendent Terry Greer echoed Lunsford's thoughts and highlighted some of the district's accomplishments over the past year, including a record number of students taking and passing AP exams, being accepted to college, and receiving nearly $250 million in scholarships. But he also pointed out that there is much more work to be done.
We have some of America's best schools in HISD. Unfortunately, we also have some that are not meeting our expectations. We must be able to look every parent in the eye and tell them we'd be proud to send our own children to any school in HISD. That's the kind of consistency I'm talking about.
Speeches at the 2012 State of the School event also focused on individual students like Sam Houston senior Dayanara Lucatera.
She's one of 6 children being raised by a single mother who expects the best from all of her children. And let me tell you, this young lady is delivering. She's ranked 4th in her class and has already been accepted into 6 universities.
And Sterling senior George Smith Jr., who just received his pilot's license through the Aviation Magnet Program at Sterling.
I'd especially like to say to Dr. Greer, thank you on behalf of the students at Sterling High School and all the students in HISD for making sure we have a chance of getting the best education whatever school we attend.
Texas students will begin taking the STAAR exam at the end of this month. To help HISD parents and students learn more about the new state assessment, the district recently held a live STAAR forum. HISD administrators and principals were on hand to answer questions about STAAR from a packed studio audience inside the HISD TV studio. Plus, many of those watching at home on HISD TV or via the web called in and emailed their questions. In total, over 100 STAAR-related questions were answered throughout the evening.
It was helpful. I got to know STAAR better and to prepare myself.
I got a lot of good information, and now I'm not iffy on, what to do.
It really helped me a lot, and I think it would really help me in passing the test.
I think they gave a lot of good information, a lot of questions that a lot of people, the teachers, the principals really aren't quite sure about yet.
I feel like the kids are going to be challenged by this test, but I think us as parents need to get more involved in order to help supplement what the teachers are doing right now with the curriculum.
The STAAR Forum will be rebroadcast on HISD TV and on the district's websites for the next several weeks. If you have a STAAR question you need answered, please email us at star@houstonisd.org. We also want to hear your thoughts about the new state exam and how HISD is preparing its students. You can take a short survey at houstonisd.org/STAAR survey. Remember, STAAR is spelled STAAR. Many of us can quote lines from famous movies such as, "Here's looking at you, kid," or "There's no place like home." But how many of you can do that with a book? Well, that's just what HISD students are asked to do as part of the district's Name That Book competition. Students in kindergarten through 2nd grade recently competed for the lower elementary title. Here's how it works. Groups of 5 or 6 students from each school listen for quotes to be read, and then they write down the title of the book on a dry erase board. The team with the most correct answers wins.
We want to instill a lifelong love of learning and reading And this is another way to expose youngsters to that experience and the value of reading and make it challenging and interesting for them to learn new books and also be experiencing some that are classic works as well.
Competitions featuring students from the upper elementary, middle, and high school level will take place over the next several months. Making sure students are prepared for college and a career after graduation is a top priority for HISD. To help students discover some of the many options available to them, HISD recently held a career and technical education fair. Those who attended the event at Hattie Mae White were able to meet with representatives from various two-year colleges and technical and vocational institutions. Many career fields were represented, included law enforcement, automotive services, and cosmetology, to name a few. In addition to college and vocational booths, several HISD schools displayed their technical and vocational handiwork, including Milby High School, which brought along a school air conditioning unit, which students diagnosed and repaired themselves. It's time to strap on your boots and get ready to rodeo. Students at the school at St. George Place recently celebrated the start of the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo with some line dancing and by wearing their best Western attire. Since the rodeo began in 1932, it has provided millions of dollars in scholarships to HISD students. In addition to scholarships, Rodeo Houston also provides an opportunity for students to attend a live concert. Every year, HISD teachers nominate students based on academics and character for a chance to win tickets to see a headlining performance. This year's grand prize winner was surprised at Pin Oak Middle School.
I want you to give a big round of applause to your fellow classmate, William Kennedy.
As you can see, William Kennedy was definitely taken off guard. He gets 4 tickets to see Nickelodeon's Big Time Rush, as well as a t-shirt and a certificate honoring his academic achievement and outstanding citizenship. Time now for the HISD Fast Fact of the Week. Did you know that more HISD students than ever before are going to college? In 2011, 88% of HISD graduates were accepted into college, and half of those were accepted to a 4-year university. That's it for this edition of HISD News. Remember to follow us on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. We leave you now with some music from the Pin Oak Middle School Orchestra, who performed for the guests at the 2012 State of the Schools. I'm Sarah Osborne, and I'll see you next week.